Okay, I am back. How's it going, everyone? Marriland here, and yeah, I gotta fight even more. Even more Machops. But we're getting close. I gotta get Fang up to level 16. I gotta get Wisdom up to level 16, and then I gotta get Crown and Floss up there. Fang I'll be training against these Machops. Wisdom and Crown I'll take to the cave, and then Floss, no problems whatsoever. None whatsoever. At least it shouldn't be a problem. I mean, you know, like, she's so strong, she can take out anything with Wing Attack right now. Almost anything. Like, I'm really not worried about that. But Fang and Wisdom are kind of limited as to what they can do. And I'd like to not have to depend on Hidden Power fighting for everything. Wisdom, you're not a fighting Pokemon! No, you're not. Oh, man. Alright, so, how are you guys doing? Hopefully you're having a nice, good time. Hopefully you've been enjoying the stream. Oh, Silver Salmon saying, did some digging, and I found out Gardevoir can get Moonblast via Move Relearner. Hey! Well, there we go. Now, what about Lance with his Barrier Dragonite? What? Oh, man. Alright, so... I don't really know what else to say. Darn it. Darn it. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the Pearl Wedlocke series. And, of course, the Fire Red Wedlocke series. 2 series on the channel. 2 Wedlocke series. Oh, my. Oh, my. Well, that's good. Hopefully, it's been fun. You know, it's been a lot of work getting it set up, but now I think it's kind of going. So, I think it'll actually take me even less time than I was using before, so... we'll see how that goes. What? I don't know what that was. Like, it was just delayed. It wasn't, like, shiny or anything, was it? Oh? Okay. Just, it's kind of weird. You could definitely tell if it was a shiny Geodude. They're, like, very, very, golden, I think? Something like that. Let's see. Cerebi Freak 1 saying, just finishing up what passes as post-game in Y version, may have started the game December 2013. Have you ever waited that long to finish the save file? Oh, yeah. I have. I don't think I ever beat Steven until the Emerald Nuzlocke. I kid you not. I think that was actually my first time fighting him. I was just like, there's no way I'm gonna train up that much just for that. It just didn't make sense. Ugh. I kind of regret it, but, you know, at least people enjoyed that fight. Just glad to finally do that. But I don't think I want to do those really tough post-game things in the future. Like, Fire Red Wedlocke will not have post-game. I'll tell you that right now. And this will not have post-game. Although there's not really that much exciting post-game in Diamond and Pearl. Like, you go to the island and, like, yeah, alright. Post-game's pretty sweet in Platinum. But yeah, I don't really like doing post-game in Nuzlockes and Wedlocks. And you know why? There's a few reasons why. First of all, I'm a wimpy baby coward, apparently. Maybe? I don't know. No. So, I like to end these series on a high note. What's kind of nice is, you know, alright, you take your team to the final fights, you have a good fight, you know, maybe you have 1 or 2 survivors, maybe there's like 3 or 4, who knows? but you make it through a rather tough fight, right? And then it's like, oh, I should be really excited for that. So if you go to the post game of most Pokemon games, you know, then there's like a lot tougher fights, and then like something takes you out, and let's say, what if you don't even make it to the end? Then, all right, this team that did such a great job winning the game, they're all dead, and now you have to either train up an entirely different team that has no real, you know, meaning, so to speak, or not meaning, but no established personality. They're just the replacements. And it's like, oh man. And so then there's all this time training them up, or you just count it as the end, because it's like, oh, well, I wiped, and you know, wipe equals game over, which I get that. That's usually my approach as we get later on in the game, because it takes an eternity training up an entirely new team. So that's why I like having the final fight be established. I feel like it's very important. I feel like if they can complete that, having the series end on a high note rather than, all right, well, we have 2 or 3 left from the champion or whatever the final battle is. Let's, you know, train up some more Pokemon and then, you know, do this series of other tough fights that usually aren't that fulfilling. Like, okay, let's take Fire Red, Leaf Green. All right, do the Elite Four rematches. Yeah, okay, let's fight against a bunch of level 75 Pokemon that actually have really good movesets and have Pokemon non-native to the region, using either the same Pokemon you had or just, like, adding replacements. Like, it's just kind of, I don't know. It's just like, okay, you're gonna get 1 or 2 fights in and then die. Unless you're one of those YouTubers. I don't know if anyone does this, but I always kind of, you know, I always kind of wonder, you know, if, like, the people that do the post-game things, do they, like, save beforehand and just do multiple takes? I really don't know. Like, I try not to assume people do that. And there's really no way to tell. That's the thing, because I'll tell you right now, super easy to do. And there's no way to prove it other than, you know, live streams. That's why I like to live stream this stuff. Like, this is pretty indisputable. But, you know, for any produced series, it's like, how do you tell? You just have to trust whoever it is. So, well, yeah, I've at least established enough trust. But it does make me wonder. It's like, okay, you know, couldn't you just do that and save between every fight and then have that glorious victory? It just seems kind of odd sometimes. But who knows? Who knows? And it would just stink to, like, lose to the second Elite Four member, and then, you know, that's it. All right, well, thanks for watching, everyone. We beat the game, but then we did other stuff, and then we lost, so everyone's dead. And I don't know. I don't like that all that much. It's just not really a fitting conclusion to the series, I guess. I hate a glow stick saying, well, I know Marriland doesn't do that. I never see him save on screen often. But you see, the thing is, it's actually not saving on screen that would kind of draw suspicion of that. Because if you save on screen, then you know you couldn't have reset before that point. The reason I don't save on screen, 2 reasons. One, you know, it takes extra time that I feel is unnecessary. But also, the more important thing is, if there were a legitimate issue, like with the recording, and I've told this story before with the Omega Ruby Wedlocke, you know, I didn't tell it at the time because it didn't really matter. I had to do what I had to do. But episode 2 of the Omega Ruby Wedlocke, my audio was completely butchered. It sounded like a robot. It was just so bad. So bad that I couldn't use the audio. And I had to make the difficult decision of, rather than, like, post-commentate 35 minutes or whatever it was of footage, rather than post-commentate it and try to do that, I just decided, you know what? This isn't right. Like, it's not gonna sound genuine or anything. Now, mind you, nothing really exciting happened in that episode. It wasn't like, you know, I reset over a death or something like that. What happened was I caught a C-Dot, and I was actually really excited about it. It's like, oh, wow, cool, I got a C-Dot. And, you know, then, yeah, the audio was completely ruined, and I couldn't use that, so that really stunk, but oh well, I mean, that's how it goes, I guess. But that's part of the reason why I always check my recording before I save the game, just on the off chance that, like, it sounded like garbage, or maybe it was corrupt or something, because after I save, that's it. And then there's no way I can share anything else with you. It's just, you'd have to take my word of, oh yeah, this happened. I don't have the footage, but this happened. I caught this Pokemon or that Pokemon. I can't prove it to you, but I did. That stinks. So, yeah. That's why I don't save before, or like in the middle of an episode if ever I can avoid it. For streams, it doesn't matter because, okay, you know, it's live, so it doesn't really matter. I don't have to worry about it sounding bad. Like, if it's gonna sound bad, well, you're all gonna tell me right as it's going on. So it's easy for me to fix then. So yeah, but also just kind of telling you how easy it is. Like, all right, theoretically, and again, I don't do this, just so that's clear. And I'm not really accusing anyone of doing it. I really hope that you guys kind of have that same, you know, mindset as well. I don't really, like, I think part of it is putting on a show. Even if people do this, are they still entertaining to you? Are they still making you laugh? Are you still enjoying the series? Well, that's what you gotta ask yourself. But just to kind of tell you how easy it is, you know, you can actually, like, just save before you do an episode and then just try it again. You know, just reload your save and commentate like it never even happened until you get it right. Like, you could do that and you would never know, because there's really no way to know that it's their first attempt or their third. You just reset afterwards, you know, you just commentate like it wasn't even a thing. Which is kind of weird. I always try to think about this kind of stuff, I guess, but I know one thing I do. I did talk about it in the past, but it does make sense because it takes up so much footage. So I splice together some footage, guys. I do. For training montages, I've started doing this, and it's very specific what I actually do. But there's a very good reason. It's innocent, trust me, it's innocent. But, okay, so you wouldn't ever be able to tell during the video itself because I edit it so well. But whenever I'm doing a training montage, you'll often notice that I go to, like, the Pokemon Center and heal, and then I leave the Pokemon Center after healing. Like, if ever I can do that, great. That's what I want to do. I always want to do that early on, and then I want to end with that. And do you know why? The reason is, after I leave the Pokemon Center, then I actually go back in. Here, I'll show you, all right? Just to kind of give you an example. So, you know, let's pretend we're about to start a training montage. It's like, all right, guys, we're going to be training, so let's do this. So I go in here, and then I heal up the Pokemon. This is just kind of like an insight into the recording. And I'll tell you why I do this in a moment. So I would heal up just like this. And I'm doing this right now just because I want to restore my power points. But yeah, okay, so I'm healed up. And then in my raw footage, I would leave. And then I'd go back in immediately afterwards. And then I'd cut my recording right here. Then, immediately after cutting the recording, I would turn on the recording again. So this part here would be another episode, or not another episode, but another recording. And then I'd do all the grinding and stuff and all the training. And then I'd do the same thing when I'm done. So I'd go to the Pokemon Center, I'd heal up, I'd leave the building, go back in the building, and then start a new recording, leave the building, splice it together. Now, the reason for this, it's like, well, why would you do that, you know? There's a really good reason. Let me take a look at my, at my raw footage folder, okay? So, for the Fire Red Wedlocke, for part 2 that aired today, the segments that were not the training... Well, actually, here, let me combine them all together for how much storage it is. So, everything that you saw was combined, that's 63.4 gigabytes, because I record at, I think, 3 or 4 times resolution, and with high quality, so I like to have really sharp-looking footage. So that's 63.4 gigabytes for one episode. One episode! Now, if I had all of that, or if I theoretically took the training out of that, the training is 47.2 gigabytes. So by doing this, I can later delete the training episodes if nothing, or not training episodes, but like the, wait, I don't need to run for this thing. I can delete the training portion of it, and, you know, it's like, it doesn't really matter. Or I could re-render it so it's like compressed and stuff if I wanted. So it just gives me some freedom for, you know, saving hard drive space, because I hoard data like crazy. I like to keep all my raw footage just in case I need screenshots or something, so that way, you know, I have it available. But since nothing really interesting happens while training unless something dies, not like that's ever happened, or if, you know, there's a shiny or something, in which case, yeah, I'll keep the footage for that. But if nothing interesting happens, having a 47.2 gigabyte file just sitting around, like, that's not good. So there you go, there you go. That's actually a little editing trick that I do. I do splicing for training just so I can kind of cut out or delete the training part of that episode later on. But here's the thing. You could take that same philosophy and splice together different attempts at taking on a gym leader. Or any other tough fight. Like, anyone could do that. I don't really do that. That's not what I'm about. I think, like, these are challenges for me. And I don't ever like to assume people do that either. But I also know how it is, you know, being under the pressure to do things, you know, right, so to speak. And it's like, part of me thinks that with a lot of these extreme challenges, sometimes people have that temptation. So I will definitely tell you, no, I do not. Have I ever cheated on a Nuzlocke / Wedlocke? The answer is yes, I have. John Ross. Not with the standard rules of a Nuzlocke or Wedlocke, but with my own self-imposed rules. In the Omega Ruby Wedlocke series that I did, in one of the Elite Four battles, my item limit was 3 items per pair per battle. And I used 4 items in one of those battles per pair. Now, I cheated by the definition of cheating, because my rules did say 3 items. However, it was not at all intentional. It was completely not intentional. Like, I don't ever cheat intentionally or unintentionally. Like, that's pretty much it, other than one time where I forgot to save, and that wasn't really any good. But yeah, I honestly lost count. I didn't have anything on the screen indicating how many items I'd used. I didn't have anything counting it on my end. I was trying to run a whole bunch of different numbers in my head and plan out different things. The fight dragged on for like 20 minutes. So, or I don't actually remember how long. It was a long fight, if I recall correctly. So, I completely lost track of how many I used. And you know what? There's so many different things that you have to think about during the heat of the moment that, you know, sometimes having to remember every little detail is really tough to do. But I do say, yeah, I did that. And, you know, that's one of the lowest moments because, man, people tore me apart in the comments. And, you know, I'd seen even a lot of faces that were enjoying the series throughout the thing, or I thought were, you know, cool, understanding people, just still rip me a new one. It's like, wow, all right, never making a mistake again or an accident again. I felt so bad. And I still get comments saying, I thought you said you were done doing Nuzlocke and Wedlocke after Omega Ruby. And yeah, I was for like a year. I didn't do any on YouTube. I did them on Twitch after a while as just sleep logs for a bit, like as a kind of like reward. It was just sort of like a revival of it, but I took a break for a while. And I mean, yeah, obviously now I've gone back to it. It's like, you know what? People still enjoyed it, but I felt terrible after that. You know, it's like here I should have been enjoying the amazing outcome of that fight. Like, again, spoilers. I'm gonna put my hand up here for spoilers, guys, in case you haven't seen that series. While the hand's up, don't well, actually, hold on. Let me run from this. So, while that hand is up, I'll be spoiling a little bit of the Omega Ruby Wedlocke. So if you haven't watched it, while this hand's here, mute what you're watching. So it completely took away from something amazing, like an amazing accomplishment of having a Minun and an Illumise. A Minun and an Illumise. Those two, and only those two, taking out both Drake of the Elite Four and Steven. I swept Steven with only a Minun. What? I mean, that should have been something that I should have been just raving about. I was so happy after that until I noticed the item thing. And then people's responses just tore me down to the ground. It's like, I could have been so thrilled at that and had that be just a glowing moment and had it be so cool. And then, like, I hate that series now because of that. Like, it was so good prior to that. And then just that and the confusion thing and all that, like, it just, I don't know. But, yeah. Alright. There you go. No more spoilers. Or at least no major spoilers. I know there are probably some people that haven't seen that series. I like that hand idea. That's a good way to, like, hey, mute this. When you see me take that hand away, you can unmute. That's actually really clever. I'll have to keep that in mind. But yeah, that really, really bummed me out, because it's like, I was happy about that. And then it just, I don't know. It all went backwards from there. But yeah, I definitely reversed that decision. It's like, you know, people still do enjoy them. I still had people asking, well, are you ever doing them again? Even though I said I wasn't. It's like, eh. And the X Wedlocke, I actually genuinely did want to do that, because, like, I had done an X Wedlocke anyway. And, yeah. But yeah, so that's a thing. And, like, I think nowadays, like, alright, let me just tell you, like, nowadays, I don't let YouTube comments get to me as much. Like, I fully admit, I do tend to be quite sensitive to criticism. Like, I feel like I'm letting people down, or I take making mistakes very harsh. And, you know, I admit that. Like, I'm not trying to hide that. I know that that's a personality flaw of mine. I've been trying to be better about it, but I do know that that is something that, you know, it does get me. And I'm sure it gets a lot of other people too. Like, it's not just me. Like, a lot of people have issues like that, and I'm one of them. And I just kind of feel like having, you know, to read stuff like that, just bring it down. It takes a lot away. But I have been a lot better about comments, and that's actually, it's something I really like about Twitch, to be honest, is, you know, having all the live comments and stuff. Like, you guys really, you keep me going, you cheer me on. It's really neat having, like, live commentary and live feedback. And yeah, even though there are some times where you can get a little feisty, like the X and Y sleep lock also had some pretty nasty commentary or comments after the 8th gym, because I was like super tired and I made like a mistake, and then everyone in the chat's saying I'm like the worst person ever, and I was like, well, okay, I've only been up for probably 24 hours at that point. I've only been streaming for like 19 hours at that point, but you know, obviously I shouldn't be expected to make any mistakes. But for the most part, like, you guys are pretty good. And especially, like, lately. I feel like we grew a really awesome community last year, and it's been carrying on for this year, too. And now it's like, there's so many people that are just, you know, positive and stuff, and it makes it fun. So, yeah, you know, I get YouTube comments that are also great. Like, I've gotten a lot of YouTube comments. I'm not trying to bash all YouTube comments anymore. I guess where I'm trying to go with this is I don't really feel as bad about them if I get them anymore. It's like, oh, okay, you have an opinion? Cool. All right, I can either just, you know, ignore it, or if it's being just, like, just troll bait, just save everyone a little bit of time and just, like, remove the comment. It's not that I'm trying to, you know, take away your freedom of speech or whatever. It's like, no, I don't really think we need, you know, nothing but complaints on places, because it just leads to getting attention. Like, simple as that. But I do like getting, I won't say I like getting, I still have difficulty getting it, but constructive criticism. It can be really difficult, but at the same time, it's very important to pay very careful attention to it. Like, I'm not talking, you know, your, you know, kind of more garbage comments, or comments that are just telling you things that you already know, or like that you can't change. Like, okay, I'll be real. You could tell me I should have done this in this fight, and I honestly don't think that's as constructive, because first of all, there's probably 10 other people in the comments saying the exact same thing. It's like, okay, wow, I get it. Thanks for pointing out a mistake I made. But it's also kind of like, it doesn't really help with anything that I can do, because it's something that's already happened. And pointing out things that have already happened that I have no future control over, it's like, it's not really that helpful. But there are some comments that I've gotten that's like, hey, you know, actually one of my favorite comments, this is so important, why it's important to pay attention to comments that are criticism. Back in the Black Wedlocke, someone told me my audio sounded bad. Like, my audio levels were bad, I was peaking, I should run it through, I should run it through a compressor, and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, my audio is great. And they, you know, they followed up, and they're like, they gave more specific examples of things that I should look into. And you know what? I did look into it. And I did play around, and I did experiment, and I did research on that. And that's something that I could change after that point. Like, oh, you should have done this. That's something I can't change. Like, it's kind of just more complaining or trying to make me feel bad, or anyone else. This doesn't apply just to me. But things like that, things that you know, hey, this is advice that I have that could make your video or presentation better, or something like that. And I tell you, that was some of the best advice I received, because every series since then, I have applied it, and my voice quality, thanks to that, sounds so much better. So that's why sometimes paying attention to constructive criticism that tells you, hey, you should check this out. I think it would be better. Or even, you know, it doesn't have to be sugar-coated. Like, you can still definitely, you know, say, hey, you gotta do this, and here's why. But obviously, the nicer you can be on it, more receptive people will be. Anyway, Elisa Warrior with the 100 bits. Thank you so much for the bits. Yeah, I don't know. Like, again, people like to comment about things. I'm not really trying to say, oh, don't ever do this. You get the video creators all sad. No, I mean, you know what. Whatever. But at the same time, like, it's just, okay, you know, they probably read that comment over and over again. And they probably realize, oh, yeah. And also, there's a lot of instances where people just say, you should have done this. And you know, it's like, no, that's such a dumb idea. Like, why on earth would I do that? That's really not good at all. Like, I've had that happen so many other times. But, yeah. I guess I've been better about it lately. That's what I've been trying to say is, you know, it's something I need to work on. I fully admit that. I 100% fully do admit it. And it's something that I do work on almost every day, to be honest. Like, whenever I'm doing videos or just looking on social media and stuff, you know, I don't know. It's definitely tough. And I've had to learn that a lot. I've been doing videos for 11 years now. That's a long time. That is definitely a long time. And I've seen a lot of change in 11 years. And I've had to grow a lot as a person in those 11 years, too. Because early on, I let a lot of stuff get to me. I really did. But that doesn't really get you anywhere. Doesn't really get you anywhere. Well, that's fine. That's fine. But needless to say, I hope that if you are watching this series on YouTube, that you feel free to leave a comment, you know, get involved in the discussion. I think it's fine. I think it'd be really nice if there was like a course or a video for YouTube, like, hey, how to leave meaningful comments. There are some people that are always leaving fun comments that, you know, kind of react to things going on in the video, and it's nice to see that. Like, you know, you can choose to do that, or you can have your one chance of, you know, leaving a comment that I read, and then my impression of you is, when's the next insert episode of something coming out? Like, how many times do you think I get asked that a day? All the things you could say, and I mean, I get it, but not exactly high on the quality thing, or why did you cancel whatever, you know, like, all right, because I did. I don't know, I wish I could think of more specific examples, but I know those ones are kind of ones that it's like, oh well. Anyway, I still appreciate comments, and I know I won't have as much time to read them because I'm doing a lot of videos and stuff, and I kind of want to focus on doing videos rather than letting things kind of get to me, because I feel like I will make better videos for you if I don't focus on that. Like, seriously, if I can just not worry about that, you'll get better, more fun, more genuine videos from me. And isn't that what you want as a viewer? I would think so. When did Abra learn Hidden Power? I actually taught Wisdom that via TM a little bit ago. Because you can get that in Jubilife City, but only in Diamond and Pearl. Shouldn't really need it in a few experience points, though. Yeah, no, I get you on that, Shiny Misty. I was a lot more like that, to be honest, as far as, you know, taking criticism or overreacting to mistakes. Like, I'm definitely guilty of having kind of like a perfectionist background. Like, I would really let that get to me. I'd feel like I have to do everything perfect, everything right, and if I don't, I'm a failure! And that's not good. And I've tried to be better at that over the years, but it's still so rooted into my personality. Alright, there we go. Wisdom leveling up. It's time. It is time. After how many levels will you decide to evolve Wisdom, if at all? Level 21. I will evolve Wisdom at level 21. So we should have Wisdom fully evolved for the one fight. Against Gardenia. It actually might be pretty good. Actually, that'd be amazing. What am I talking about? I wouldn't even need him fully evolved for that, but it wouldn't hurt. Because I should also have Golbat then, too. How does training for a really long time not drive you crazy? You know, I wish I could say Twitch chat, but then again, I just got done training for like an hour and a half in the Fire Red Wedlocke, and that didn't have Twitch chat, so I guess I'm just used to it by now. Thank you, Electablaze, for subscribing with Twitch Prime for the second month in a row. Really do appreciate that. That's so awesome. So awesome. That's a pretty decent rule, Artemuse, saying my personal rule for trait evolutions is I can only evolve them after I get my 4th badge. Huh. It's rather decent. Well, I think I'm still gonna stick to what I said earlier, like roughly 5 levels. Because there's nothing actually in the Nuzlocke or Wedlocke rules that prevent that. The Vision of 5 is a 25 cap is saying, selling, I need my wisdom teeth removed. What? Let's see. Raddick Knight saying, if Marriland fully evolves Wisdom before the second gym, then it's a wrap. I think it'll be fine even regardless. And then we also had Meme Shell subscribing. Thank you so much for that big service. Really, really do appreciate that. That is awesome. Very awesome. So much love today. You guys are great. Oh, Meme Shell saying, after hearing you talk about YouTube comments, I felt like you really deserve this sub. I'm glad you didn't get those didn't let those comments get to you. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I don't need any pity subs, but I know it's not just for that. Oh, saying I love your content and I hope you never stop uploading. Yeah, honestly, I think sharing my experience with that's really what I was looking to do. It wasn't so much that I'm trying to, you know, complain or get pity or whatever like that. No, honestly, it's because I know a lot of other people in person, like they have issues with bullying or criticism or self-worth or things like that. And I think sometimes sharing my stories of it, I think that's kind of important too. So then people know, hey, it's one of those things that I have to deal with as well. It's not just, it's not just you, what I'm going for there. But yeah, hopefully something I said made some sense to you or gave you a little bit of confidence somewhere, or showed that at least, hey, you're not alone. There we go, crown leveling up, starting to get his crown now. Kind of looks like a tooth, like his head, like look at that. Metal Claw, oh, alright. Sure. It's not great, but it's probably going to be better than Pound, especially since I have Peck. I don't even know if I need Peck, to be honest. Like, I have Floss. Neither are really good. I'm just going to get rid of Pound. It's not a big deal. Alright, let's see. Wootmaster is saying, with 50 bits. You may not need pity, but maybe some bit-y. Hey! Thank you so much for the bits. Is the stream over when Floss reaches level 16? Nah. It's over when the clock reaches 7 o'clock p.m. So about 15 minutes. Oh yeah, look at him now. Totally looks like a tooth now. Or like he's got a taco on his head. I'm never gonna be able to unsee this. Okay, guys. Guys. We have to look at this, okay? We have to look at this. I mean, really, all right? Really, just look for a moment here. Look for a moment at his head. It is a delicious taco. A delicious taco. Oh, that looks so good right now. I could go for taco loaded with some beans and some cheese, some ghost pepper salsa, things like that. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's great. I just ruined that for a lot of people right now, huh? I don't want to see a Diamond and Pearl remake, to be honest. I'm kind of done with them making remakes of games. I like it when they actually make new games. Okay, I need to make my way back. I just ruined it for so many people. Oh, man. Oh, man. Nice. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, this team really, oh man, like stop and think about it, guys. Stop and think about it. Even though we did a lot of training this stream, like now the team is just really starting to look good, you know? Crown's evolved, Wisdom's evolved, Incisors evolved. Fang has pluck and can actually fight, and has bite. Floss is... Actually, nothing's happened with Floss, but that's fine. Oh, Floss is really close to level 15 or 16 anyway. Great. You know what? I'm gonna turn on battle animations right now, just so I don't forget, because not like that's ever happened before. And oh my gosh, I forgot I can use L equals A. This whole time, I could have been using L equals A. I'm so used to it from the Fire Red Wedlocke. Training on that, I can't do that, I don't think. Well, darn it. Oh well, it's alright. I like L equals A because it means I can like have one hand on the mouse and then the other, like, you know, grinding and stuff. That's why I hate black and white for that reason. For some reason, you don't have L equals A. I mean, grinding in that, really painful. Okay, I am gonna rappel through this cave. Not that it really matters, but... It's because, like, okay, I mean, I'm gonna get Psyduck here, I'm pretty sure. It's just I can get it so much easier surfing later on. I hate having Pokemon just completely wasted due to Dupes Clause limits. That's a self-imposed thing anyway, the Dupes Clause limit, so... I don't feel like it's too outrageous. Yes, actually, Meme Shell. Fan art for the Pearl Wedlocke will be accepted. I need to get that together, though. Like, I haven't had the time for it just yet, but my plans by the weekend, or maybe over the weekend, I want to get back on DeviantArt and open up, like, different folders for the Pearl Wedlocke and for the Fire Red Wedlocke, because I gotta get on that. There's always so much love that people do with fan art, and I obviously don't have time to make, like, full-on montages or things like that. Oh, a hiker. But I do at least have, like, some capability of making something, so might be able to do that. We shall see. Okay, so I think Crown is gonna have to fight against this hiker. But I don't think I need to get you up to level 16 for this guy. And I don't think I need to switch train you either. Let's just have Crown do it. Let's go. Let's go! There's no mountain here, but I'm just a hike. Ah, here goes. All right, hiker Daniel. Insert hiker dance. Right? What has Chugga Conroy done? That was really funny, though. I have actually been the recipient of that in real life. Oh, I'm a Machop. Oh, that's exciting. Okay, let's go ahead and bam. So we're not gonna go into the forest today, because we only got about 8 minutes, but we might be able to clear out this route. Let's see. At least we got Floss leveled up. That's nice. What is my favorite Pokemon from Sinnoh? Oh my gosh, I wasn't paying attention to who's being sent out. Weasel, I believe. Or actually, no, I'm thinking about it. Maybe it's Skyform Shaman. I really like Skyform Shaman. Oh, I think Chugga Conroy will do the hiker dance a lot more. He's gonna be requested that, like any convention and stuff. He's opened up a dangerous can of worms, though. Very dangerous. Oh, man. All right, let's see. This is what I'm most worried about. Bidoof for deadly. How long does it take to do videos with other creators like Chugga? Like, what's the process? It totally depends. Every creator or, you know, team of creators, like if it's multiple working on a series together, they'll have different approaches. Like, sometimes they might record their footage separately at remote locations. Sometimes they'll actually, like, coordinate a recording and then, like, one flies over to the other and then they record the entire series together and then one person puts it together or something like that. Like, it's really hard to say. It totally depends on, it totally depends on the creator, to be honest. There's a lot of different ways you can go about it. Okay, I think this girl uses some Buddy, so I think we're gonna go ahead and use Bang. Oh, right, Baneri and Lopunny. I forgot about them, or Lopunny, or whatever it is. Oh, shoot, that's right. I think Baneri is my second favorite Pokemon. I think. So, yeah, how could I forget them? Sinnoh has so many of my favorite Pokemon. Like, I'm serious here, okay? It has Baneri, it has Lopunny, because I love rabbits. They're just adorable. It has Weasel. It has Skyform Shaman. It has Weavile. I mean, these are all great Pokemon. Like, seriously. They are among my favorites. Although I still think Johto is my favorite region as far as which Pokemon it introduced. Because I like pretty much every trainer there. Don't forget Lucario. Lucario's not on my favorites. I don't know what this person is going to use. Probably, oh, you don't even fight. Oh, no, you do fight. Okay. Stop faking me out! I think it's like an Apom or something. Oh, a Shinx. Okay, that's fine. don't think it has bite yet. Let's try out this confusion. What are my thoughts on Licky Licky? I don't like it. I like Lickitung alright, but Licky Licky is just a little too much. Oh man, Pachirisu. I picked the wrong pair. Wrong pair for this fight. Ah, battles at the speed of Sinnoh. I guess I like Pachirisu alright. I don't think it's in my top favorites, or my top 25, but it's still alright. Oh, what am I gonna need up ahead? I don't actually know. We're gonna need Crown and... No, we're gonna need these two leveled up. Actually, they'll do really well in the gym. I'm not gonna have whatchamacallit for the gym, but that's fine. Should I plant some berries? You know what? I think I should probably plant some berries before I leave for the day. Because then I'll have some berries for the next stream. Alright, let's do that. So, let's put a Pechaberry here. No, I'm not gonna make it to Eterna Woods. Because there's like 2 trainers, I think, before then. So we're gonna be a little off on that. But it's alright. Okay, there. All happy. I'm actually gonna save up there. Where were those other berries? Were there no berries here? Maybe they're at the Valley Windworks? Oh no, here's some berry spots. Alright, let's put a cherry berry. And let's put a Chesto berry here. There. All happy. Nice. I think I have any other berries, do I? No, I don't. Well, I mean, yeah, I have 1 berry. That's not gonna do me any good. Do you give me anything? You don't. Yay for flowers! Alright, well, I think this is gonna do it for today. So, I will, let me save my game. I always, like, worry that I'm gonna forget about this. Me and Michelle saying this is completely off topic, but how do you and Chugga record games for the Switch and Wii/U? Actually, it's this device called an Elgato. Well, I don't know what he uses, but, like, you can get something called an Elgato game capture thing, and you can record from, like, an HDMI input or a component input or, something like that. So, thankfully, it's a lot more accessible than a 3DS capture or a DS capture. Because I use a DS capture for this. I don't know if you can see it, but there's, like, this cord here. That's like a USB cord, so it outputs video, and it's pretty nice. I did save, right? Does anyone else do this? You save twice? I do. I do. Alright, anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you for Saturday's stream. Oh yeah, and we'll actually make some more progress. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.